Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and today we will be discussing this new news update that Dragon Ball Legends added to their game last night at the nightly resets. And you can see here that there will be a change to tier lists. The new tiers will be in effect from 4-6 to 5-10, and then I assume they will make more changes at that point. But so PvP is going to change up a little bit. You may be seeing some more units you may not have seen before with these changes. We'll have to see. But before I get into what the changes are, to briefly recap what the rating system is, or I guess the tier list for rating matches, if you didn't know, it's for ranked PvP. That's what rating matches are. And you can read this on your own if you want. It does explain it on their own. But essentially, there are different tiers and they give you different buffs. So you can see here, there's featured tier at the top, and that is for units who just came out, like they're new, they have their banners out, just came out, or new people who just got a new Zenkai, like, you know, fresh Zenkais. That's who normally goes in the featured tag. And then there's Z tier all the way down to C tier, as you can see on your screen. Z tier being the units you like never see, people don't use a whole lot in rating matches. And then C tier being units that aren't brand new, but are used all the time. So like Ultra Gogeta, I believe, is in C tier. And units like that. Units you see all the time who are no longer in the featured tier. Normally it's newer units who have just gotten out of the featured tier. And some other people that are used a lot. If you scroll down, you can see a list of all the characters in each tier. And I'm not going to sit here and read the name of every single character in each tier because there's a whole lot of characters, as you can clearly see. But if you want to go through and read it on your own, you can just find this. It is in the news tab. And so, you know, it's not like it's hiding from you or anything. But yeah, you can see here, this is B tier. And basically everyone who's in C tier is just people that aren't named, I guess, since they didn't include the actual list. All the characters in those listed above are tier C. So I guess you kind of have to do some thinking on your own and figuring out who isn't mentioned in this long list of characters. But you can have a pretty good idea on who would be in the C tier. As I explained, it's normally newer characters or characters that are really popular and good that aren't in the featured tag. So they are making changes though, and that's the big important thing we want to discuss here today, because it will potentially change what people will run. I don't think it's going to change too much, to be honest, because the only changes that they're adding are to tier Z and tier S, which are normally like the worst units in the game. Like if I just scroll down here to give you an example, Z tier, you have Gohan, Kid. That's the yellow Kid Gohan. You have the, I believe that's the yellow, yeah, it is the yellow Pikkon. It says the color on the side, I'm just dumb. They have the blue Pan, the blue Krillin. You're getting an idea. If you recognize or remember these units, super old units that don't have Zenkais, that are just like, they're awful. That's how you sum it up right there. And so that's basically summing up like the Z tier, and S tier is not much different. You got the green Captain Ginyu in there. You have green Mai. Like you can just see here, the red Zamasu, the red sparking Mr. Satan, World Champ. You can tell these are units that no one's using, so maybe this will make them more usable and they could be semi-decent, but we'll have to see how when, you know, comes in. And I really doubt, because a lot of things isn't necessarily just their damage. It's also their kit and like what their kit supply. And the older the kit, the normally like the worse it is, because they've just made kits more and more complex and do more things with cover changes and nullification, uncancelable buffs, things like that as time has gone on. So we'll see though. We'll see. So the changes that they're adding here are this Z tier before, so they have specialty, like they have separations in each tier. Tier Z has tier Z before Zenkai Awakening and tier Z after Zenkai Awakening. So if a character has received a Zenkai Awakening already, but is in Z tier, they get different buffs than a character who hasn't gotten a Zenkai yet in Z tier as well. It's a difference because obviously Zenkai characters have already gotten like a buff of some sort with their Zenkai. So this is to help out those people who don't have Zenkai Awakenings as well. So before Zenkai Awakening, or the people who have not gotten Zenkais, we have before their adjustment that they will be putting in place on the 6th, which is the weekly reset. This Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, you know, Wednesday is the 6th. Before adjustment, inflicted damage was up 40% and strike and blast defense were up 35%. So that is what's currently in the game right now, if you decided to go out there and run that blue pan in PvP, you'd be getting a buff of 40% to damage, inflicted damage, and a buff to strike and blast defense of 35%. So that's just, to help you understand. And now after the adjustment, after, Wednesday, when that happens, when they make the change, inflicted damage, strike defense, and blast defense are up 40%. So instead of just having inflicted damage up 40 now, they also made strike and blast up 40%. And then there's an additional buff it seems they've added. Per battle member with the same episode, inflict damage up 20%. So if you have a full team of... Man, what episode is Pan even from? That blue Pan. I don't even remember. Let's go check, actually, because it'll help contextualize what I'm trying to say, help it make sense. So if we go, let's find this, let's just search Pan. There's not many Pans in this game. Search Pan. There it is. So this blue Pan is the Pan that is in Z tier because no one runs her because she's super old. If you scroll down, you can see her episode is Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. So if you were to run this Pan after the update, of course, in a Black Star Dragon Ball Saga team, where even is the... there it is. No. You're not going to run her in this team. But if you were, just to give you an example, say you're running Pan, and then you run 5 other units, the other Pans or whatever, you then get, per battle member, that bonus of 20. So 5 times 20 would be 100, unless it counts the character themselves. Then it would be 6, I suppose. But I don't know if they count the character themselves. And again, you can see here, I just went to news, and it's right there, if you want to look at this yourself. So that's something interesting. Again, it'll be interesting to see how much this buff actually helps these units, because they are awful. Like, that Pan is truly horrible. If you've tried playing with her at all, you know how awful she is in ranked PvP, or just really anything. For tier Z, after Zenkai Awakening, so if someone's gotten a Zenkai already, but they're in tier Z, they get inflicted damage up 10% before, and that was it. That was the only thing they got. And then now, with the change, they will get inflicted damage up 10%, and per battle member with the same episode, inflicted damage up plus 10%. So again, just like how with the Pan, if you're running a team of all the same episode, which again I showed you, you can see where the episode was. It was where it said Pan was in Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. Then you get more of a buff. And really though, the only teams that are prominent that people run based on episode tag are movies, because Sagas for Movies is a tag. So if you're running a movies team and you want to run an old unit, they can have someone who will get that buff. Or Universe Survival Saga, which I haven't gone through and read all the tier Z characters, so I don't even know if there are. I would assume there are probably Universe Survival Saga characters in there. Probably. There's some older ones that don't really get much love anymore, so I could see them being in there. Again, I haven't read through every single name in the category yet. But those are really like the only tags that come to mind. Maybe you run a Frieza Saga team since they've gotten some buffs to the tag. But for the most part, teams like Saiyan is not an episode tag, so it doesn't work, because normally when you're running Saiyan, you're running Saiyans from a bunch of different episodes on a team. God Key isn't an episode tag, so if you're running a God Key team, they're most likely from different episodes. You have some people from Future, you have some people from Universe Survival Saga, different. You have, if you're running the Whis, like say you're running God Key right now, and you've got Kaioken, Whis, and Vados. Kaioken is from Universe Survival Saga. Vados is also from the Universe Survival Saga, but Whis is from Frieza Resurrected, or Resurrected Frieza. I forget how they word it in this game. And then, or if you're running the popular one, Goku, Vados, and Vegeta, the green Zenkai LF Vegeta. Vegeta's from the future Goku Black Arc, and then the other two are Universe Survival Saga, so it's not the same episode, So it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough for everything that isn't movies or Universe Survival Saga. But then S tier now, they used to have inflicted damage up 30% and strike and blast defense up 25%. And then after the adjustment now, they will have inflicted damage, strike defense, and blast defense up 30%. And then per battle member with the same episode, inflicted damage up 10%. And then you can see here, tier S after Zenkai Awakening. So they've already gotten a Zenkai, but they're in tier S. Then inflicted damage was up 8%, and now it's up 8% still, but now they get per battle member with the same episode inflicted damage up plus 5%. So those are the changes that are coming to the tier system. I thought I would mention this because I know some people like to try and use older units, and I guess this will make it slightly more viable depending on what you want to do. But as you saw with Pan, like that Black Star Dragon Ball Saga, you're not going to be running that theme. Again, it's tough with the per episode type of thing because they haven't done, I'd say, a good job over the years of making tags good for per episode. They focused more on like the other aspect of tags, like just if they're a Saiyan or if they're a God Key or if they're a future, because there are different future episode tags. You know, Cell isn't from the Goku Black arc, so he can't be run on the same episode tag as, say, Sword of Hope Trunks. Obviously you can run them together because they're both future, but I'm just saying with the episode thing, because that's the buff that they're adding for all this stuff. So you can see here, this is the bonus effect sizes by tier. You can see the different things, the different buffs and whatnot, and that's really it. This is what it will look like starting on the 6th. I thought I should mention this, and that's going to cover today's video. I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll be happy to answer to the best of my ability. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell if you want notifications for every time I post a new video. Go follow me on Twitch if you want to see me, live stream. Talk to me in the chat. Would love to see you guys there. But I hope y'all are having a fantastic day, staying happy and healthy, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.